Good morning and welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media for HAR, and we have a very special program for you all this morning, our Realtor members. We are joined by someone who's going to be presenting an amazing program that's going to benefit you and your clients and customers. Her name is Linda Perniciaro, and she is with CMG Financial. Welcome to the program, Linda. We're so excited to have you here today.
Thank you, Christina. Great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So, what we have to share today is very unique, something that I had never heard of until just a couple months ago. And then you and I sat down and had a discussion, and we just thought this is an amazing opportunity for Realtor members and for their clients and customers. So, we're going to get into all of it today. Before you start telling us about this neat program, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do.
So, my name is Linda Perniciaro. I am with CMG Financial. I'm a mortgage loan originator. CMG Financial is a lending company that lends in all 50 states, and I'm based right here in Houston, Texas.
Excellent. So, what actually came across my email a few months ago was this Home Funded program. So, tell us a little bit about the Home Funded program, and how does it benefit the people that participate?
Home Funded is definitely a unique program. It has changed the way people collect down payment funds, which is one of the biggest hurdles for not only first-time home buyers, but also repeat buyers. So what it does is it takes the gifting, which has normally been kind of behind the scenes and usually just focused on parents or grandparents,
Mhm.
and it's taken it to an online platform. So now you can gift through this online platform, and anyone can gift. It's not just the parents and grandparents anymore. It's now extended family members. It can also be community members. It can be friends at a wedding can gift to
Mm.
your fund. So think of it like kind of like a honeymoon fund, but for down payment gifting.
That's really neat. I mean, because again, as you've said, there's been a lot of obstacles to that in the past, and it can even delay some of the funding. Am I correct in that?
Yes, this is actually sped up funding. For some people, it's taken it from months being able to purchase down to weeks, and some people it went from years down to months. So it does really shorten the time it takes to get into a home.
Excellent. Well, obviously, our audience today is our realtor members. So tell us, Linda, how does this knowledge of this program benefit realtors?
Well, the interesting about this program is that the campaigner, the person wanting to buy a home and collect funds for down payment, actually goes through a realtor portal. So we need participating realtors to actually um, enroll in this program. It's completely free for the realtors to enroll. It's free for their clients, and it's free for anyone donating. And from there, you'll see that button that shows Start a Home Funded, and the campaigner can go through that realtor website and start a Home Funded campaign directly through their website.
Okay, so, and we do have a link that we'll share in the comments for realtors to actually get involved with this. But let's hear a little bit more about it. And there's also a second part to this, right? Which is the Up It program. So tell us a little bit about the Up It program and what that entails.
So the Up It program, if you have that client slide, the Up It program is an online shopping portal within a client's page. And if you take a look there, you'll see that we have retailers. Some of the big names on there are Home Depot, Walmart, Target, Dell, Overstock, Staples, also CVS is in there, even Banana Republic's in there. Lots of different online retailers that you can go through the campaign's portal, shop online, and they'll donate a portion of the funds to the campaigners down payment. So, for instance, Home Depot, they're giving 8%. So, for every $100 you spend through the portal on Home Depot, $8 will be deposited as a pledge to home ownership for that particular campaigner.
So, and who can make those purchases? Is it only the campaigner? Can other people make purchases that go towards that campaigner? How does that part work?
There is no restrictions to the Up It, so anyone can contribute through the shopping portion of Up It, including the campaigner themselves. Whereas they don't like the donations to be from the campaigner themselves, but they do allow all shopping to be from anyone.
I mean, this all sounds so easy and so attainable for those campaigners. I mean, how is this different from other online giving platforms? Because we've seen this in maybe other fields and other achievements other than home ownership. So, how is this different from other giving platforms?
Well, one, this really does focus on home ownership, and it really wants people to be focused on learning and education about home ownership. So there is a requirement to take home buyer education course, but I think the biggest thing for me that my clients love is that there is no fee for anyone on this platform. Where on some of these other platforms they take a little bit out here and there.
Hmm.
With this one, 100% of the funds that you donate go to the recipient.
So there's no 3% once you go to, or any sort of percentage once you go to take those funds out.
Correct.
Okay, that's very neat. And again, it's all geared towards the goal of home ownership. I mean, it's in the title, right? Home funded, and one of the best goals that somebody can have. So we do know a lot about down payment assistance programs. We have them tied into our MLS. We have them tied into our website. How is this different from down payment assistance programs that we may know about already?
So typically with down payment assistance programs, you're going to see some type of income limit restriction or census tract restriction, meaning that you can't qualify for the down payment assistance if you make too much, or
Mm.
you can't qualify for the down payment assistance unless you purchase within a particular census tract. This does not have any of those limits. So there are no income limits and there are no census tract limits.
Okay, that's excellent. If you have questions for Linda, please type those into the comments and we will get to as many questions as we can. I imagine we're going to probably have a few because this is such a new, innovative program that our members may not have heard of yet. So type those comments in and or questions in and we'll get to those as we go through. Now, a lot of other down payment assistance programs, as you mentioned, there's census tract, restrictions and things like that. Also, there's programs specific to first time home buyers. Is this platform or the Up It funds, or is that only for first time home buyers?
Well, we haven't mentioned that we also give, in addition to the collection of funds through a campaign and Up It, we also give a $2,000 grant from CMG Financial if you're a first-time homebuyer. So there
Mm.
is a restriction on the 2000 up to the $2,000 grant to be a first-time homebuyer, but there is no restriction on using the platform to gather funds or the Up It campaign.
Okay, very good. So the only requirement for the $2,000 grant is that you are a first time home buyer?
A couple things. So
Okay.
one, you've got the first-time homebuyer, you have to have a homebuyer education certificate completed before you actually sign a contract for a home. And those certificates, a lot of them are free. You could go to Fannie's website or Freddie's website to actually get access to those free HUD approved homebuyer education courses. And then you have to get a loan with CMG Financial for the 2000 grant in an approved program. And when I say approved program, a lot of people think, oh, well, then that's going to shorten the number of programs. Well, everything pretty much is approved. You've got
Mm.
everything from FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo loans. The only things that you can't couple this with is if you were to go and get a Texas state down payment assistance program, home fund, it would not be able to be paired with that.
Okay. We have a few questions that have come in. Linda's asking, is this only available through CMG or is it open to any lender?
So this $2,000 grant is only through CMG Financial, and the Up It funds are only through CMG Financial. But if you want to use the platform as a collection platform, you can do that, and then your money is yours to transfer at any time. You can close your campaign page and transfer your funds over, no problem. So like if so, we've had cases where people start with us and then they end up going with a builder's lender
Hmm.
and they just transfer their funds over. Now they don't get the CMG $2,000 match and they don't get the Up It rebates, but they get to keep all the funds contributed by friends and family.
And there's still no penalty, no percentage
No,
taken out of
there's
that.
nothing taken out. Correct.
Very good. Another question here. We've already shared some links in the comments. Alicia's saying the website has one webinar. Are there going to be additional webinar dates and times that people can take advantage of, or
Yeah.
is there a recording somewhere?
Yes. Yes, I will. I'm gonna see what the demand is and kind of roll
And
out a
go from
schedule.
there. Very good. Linda was asking, is this acceptable with FHA and conventional loans?
Absolutely. FHA and conventional, and then if you've heard of FHA Borrower Smart, you can actually pair the Home Funded campaign with Borrower Smart and have the 2,000 matching from CMG along with the 500, 1,500, or 1,000 from Borrower Smart as well. So if you've got conventional renovation loans, you can pair this with that as well. So it can take your, say your renovation loan budget was 35,000, you can also add the 2,000 on top of that if you're a first-time home buyer.
Excellent. Danny is asking, does the client apply for this or will the lender put it in the application?
This is automatically done on the back end as long as they meet those requirements that we discussed. And once they have their campaign page and apply for a loan with us, it'll link the home funded portion to the back end. And when they get to the closing, their closing statement will have a $2,000 grant if they're a first time home buyer. If it is if you're just using it for the collection of funds portion of it, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac look at it a little bit differently. Um, you either have to season it or with Freddie Mac, they just look at it as gift funds. We print a ledger out of all the gifts that were donated, and that is submitted with the loan file.
Okay, very good. Um, Jorge is asking, how many days to close?
Well, that depends on the underlying loan program. If you're wanting to know when's the best time to get started with a program like this, the sooner the better. Some people
Mhm,
start their campaigns 2 years ahead of time. I've even seen now people starting their campaigns 5 years ahead of time.
mhm,
Or the client that we're closing tomorrow, they started their campaign when they found the house and made sure the homebuyer education I had them do well ahead of finding the house.
mhm.
But then they started their campaign, gathered the funds they needed, got the matching, and now we're closing tomorrow. So you can do it as soon as 30 to 45 days before closing.
Okay. Danny is asking, is this setup similar to GoFundMe, which is an online platform that many people are familiar with?
Okay. It is similar to other online gifting platforms.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And I think the main difference here is the goal of home ownership, obviously, and then
Yes.
there's, no fees, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
very good. Um, Carolyn's asking, this is a great question that's kind of tied to this. Do you have a credit repair program? So does your company offer some sort of credit repair?
No, we do not offer credit repair, but the underlying program will dictate what their credit score needs to be. So if it's an FHA, we're in the 580s. There is no overlay on
Mhm.
credit score, and that's one of the nice things about this program. There really is no overlay. Um, it sits on top of whatever they qualify for underneath.
Okay. Can this be used with a VA loan?
Yes, absolutely, for sure. And
Very
I think
good.
such a great campaign for veterans. In fact, I was thinking how we can promote it even further with veterans in the month of November. I was like, gosh, this would be a great program to get out during the month of November and let people
Mm-hmm.
know that they can start a campaign page for a veteran and not even
Mm,
let them know and start gathering funds for them if the veteran wants a home. So
yeah. What an amazing gift. Will there be an interest rate increased with this down with TP?
that is the beauty of this program. The underlying program dictates the interest rate. So, whereas like a state-funded down payment assistance program takes an average of everyone from a 620 credit score to an 800 credit score and averages it and kind of gives you a middle rate. But what you qualify for underneath is what you qualify for, and then this sits on top of that.
Okay. Um, and to reiterate, this is not only for first time homebuyers. Is that correct?
The grant is for first-time home
Mm-hmm.
buyers, but the other 2 components are not for first-time home buyers. Anyone can use those other 2 components.
Very good. And Simon was asking if this is recorded. Yes, after the live stream ends, you'll be able to rewatch this from the beginning. Can you give an example? Lana's asking of a $300,000 loan. How much do they need for that down payment, etc.?
Well, that is a open-ended question.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots and lots of different programs out there. Of course, if you're a VA, that answer could be 0. If you're getting a USDA loan, that answer could be 0, plus closing costs. the um, the underlying program dictated. There's even some 102 LTV loans nowadays that you can
Mm,
get. So the answer could be anywhere from zero to um, to whatever program that you have. So it's the underlying program that dictates it. There is no overlay with the home funded program.
very good. And you answered Danny's question as well. He said, "Does this work with USDA loan?"
Yes. Mhm.
Very good. If there are more questions for Linda, please type those in and we will get to as many of them as we can. Is there a maximum amount that a campaign page can raise?
So there is a maximum of what one person can contribute to the campaign. So any one donor can contribute $5,000 max, but there is no limit on how many donors you can have to your campaign page.
Mm,
So if you had 10 $5,000 donors, you can have $50,000 for your
mhm.
campaign. Um, Typically, though, we see the average donation size being more around $100, and you have 100 people at $100, it's $10,000 for your campaign.
That's wonderful. Well, you mentioned there's a client closing tomorrow, and I know there's been a few success stories. Do you mind sharing maybe one or two success stories with us?
Yeah, so there's a slide that I have a couple that just got engaged. So that's Kelly and Robbie, and they got engaged and raised over $10,000 through their engagement events and wedding events. And then there's this other family here, the Meyer family. It's a family of six, and they were renting a house, and the owners were selling the house, and they wanted to buy it, and their community rallied around them and raised over $40,000 for them.
Wow. That is amazing. I mean, looking back on this, I think I shared this with you last week. I would have much registered for this for my wedding. So, what is the process for realtors? Because it all is connected with the realtor, the client or customer. They can't access this right without a realtor. So, how can realtors get set up with this and enrolled in the program?
So we can enroll them through a simple enrollment link that we have. I think we posted it in the chat.
Hmm.
Uh, they enroll in the program. It's 10 questions that we want you to upload your picture that you'd like to be used on the page. And then we'll start building out your pages for you. You'll get an automated email that comes through once your page is built, showing you how to log into the portal, and it'll give you a temporary password. But as soon as that page is built, you can start sharing it with your clients. You can text it to them, email them, post it on social media, however you like to share it with them.
Very good. We had two questions that came in about tax. So, Irvin and Mitch are both asking, is that money taxable? Or how do tax rules factor into
So,
the campaign? Yeah.
we are not tax accountants. We do try to keep the donation amount 5,000 per person to keep it lower than that tax amount, but you do have to talk to your tax advisor
Okay.
about being the recipient of all those funds.
Okay. So, I mean, I would imagine, and this is partially why we wanted to have you come on the program and share this with our members. I would imagine this is such a great marketing opportunity for realtors, to get in front of clients and potential clients, right? So, do you have any recommend? I know you've been working with a lot of realtors on this. Do you have any recommendations on how realtors could market this to clients and customers?
Yes. So the easiest way, if you want to just start sharing it with friends and family and on social media, that's pretty simple. But if you want to really kind of um, promote it within a particular category, we've got marketing materials for graduations. We've got marketing materials for there's a few different marketing materials for weddings, wedding events, teachers, nurses. We already talked about veterans being a great um, recipient of this program. So once you build your page, we'll send out a few marketing flyers for you to then share with different clients and customers and target groups.
That's great. So they don't even need to create their own graphics. They can utilize what you have.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, do people need to be 18 years old to set up a campaign page?
You don't. You actually can start a campaign page for someone under 18, so a parent or a grandparent can start a campaign page for a minor. You just have to be 18 to apply for a loan.
Okay. We are nearing the end, so if you have any other questions for Linda, please type those in as soon as possible, and we'll get to as many of those as we can. Now, we mentioned a webinar earlier. Somebody brought it up in the comments. So how can realtors and their clients and customers learn more about this program if they have additional questions?
We'll roll out some additional dates. We'll see how frequent we need to have those trainings, but I've got 2 on the schedule for Thursday of this week if you want to learn more. And then also, if it's a simple question, you can post it if it's not something that you think about right now in the comment section of the forum. Go ahead and leave me a comment, and my team will answer it as quickly as we can.
Very good. And we have shared that Google Doc form a couple times in the comments, so be sure to take a look at that, and you can ask any questions there as well, I would imagine, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. I don't see any other questions coming in. Oh, actually, I do. Joanne is asking, how do we obtain the marketing materials?
I'll send that as soon as your page is built. You'll get that automated email, and I'll have your picture, and our team will create a marketing flyer for you. They'll just put in your contact information and your photo into those flyers that you saw, and those will be sent in an email as well.
Okay. Jorge is asking, if the clients change their mind about buying a home, can they just withdraw the gifts?
Yes, so when you shut down your campaign page, it asks you to transfer the funds to your bank account, and vice versa. If you transfer your funds to your bank account, it shuts down your campaign page.
Okay. Very good. A few more questions. Actually, a couple comments that came in. Lana said, or Lana, I'm sorry if I pronounced it incorrectly. She said, "Thank you both. This is $1 million insight." Kat Robbins said, "This is incredible. Thank you for sharing." Linda said, "Thank you so much for sharing this unique concept. I think they're loving it."
Yay.
Well, very good. Well, Linda, you've shared some great information, valuable information for our members and their clients and customers alike. Is there anything else that you want to share with our members today?
Well, I think we kind of answered it. A lot of people ask me what happens if I end up going with a builder's lender or
Mm.
going and changing my mind, and what happens to all those funds that were donated to me. And as soon as you close your campaign page, those funds are transferred. It'll ask you for your bank account information, and those funds are transferred out to you. So there is really no reason not to at least start the campaign and try it. Even with my own son, who's home shopping right now, we started the campaign, and then he decided this is, oh, by the way, this is for single family residents only.
Hmm.
It does not work for multi-units. And he decided he wanted a multi-unit. We transferred the funds to his bank account, and we're on to multi-unit financing.
Well, very good. One more question that I saw come in from Nikita. She said, if the amount collected is more than what's needed for both the down payment and closing costs, does the buyer simply get a check at closing?
They can transfer those funds to their bank account at any time. In fact, if they're using anyone other than Freddie, we recommend transferring all those funds ahead of time. So when your account is split up, you transfer all the gift funds to your bank account, and the grant, if you're a first-time home buyer, taking advantage of that, and the up-its get sent at closing. So
Okay.
those you'll see at closing, but your gift funds can be transferred well ahead of closing. And
Very
then you
good.
can, if there is overage in your gift funds, you can use it to, you know, remodel your house or add furnishings, any of those things.
All of those costs
All of
that
those
come up once you buy the house,
things.
right? Another question here from Kat. She said, is there a fee to use the program?
No fees. No fees to
Very
the
good.
realtor, no fees to the recipient, no fees to the donor.
Yes. And to clarify, Linda asked, so the realtor sets up the campaign and the buyer controls the account, right?
So you as a realtor, you'll have your own portal, and anyone who signs up through you, you'll see a list of names of all the people that have signed up through your portal, and they will have their own campaign page that they set up. They post their own picture for their campaign page. They write up their own story for their campaign page. So that all happens with them, but you'll be able to see everyone who's signed up through you. And you'll get notifications when they get contributions. You'll get notifications when people contribute.
Excellent. Well, again, Linda, I think this is such a wonderful solution for our members. They're always looking for different ways to market and be of service and provide value to their clients and customers. So I think this is an excellent opportunity. One more question that I wanted to mention. Caesar's asking, is this information available in Spanish? So are there other languages that they can
So
provide this in?
I don't believe we have a Spanish web page, but we do have Spanish marketing materials. So we do have Spanish home fund marketing flyers, like you saw earlier. Just the page itself is going to be in English.
Okay, very good. Well, Linda, is there anything else that you want to share with our members today?
I think that's it. I think we covered it all.
We
So
did. And again, this is such a wonderful program, and I thank you for taking the time to share it with our members. Again, we've provided that Google form link. Take a look at it, fill it out. If you have questions for Linda, that's a great opportunity. And of course, she mentioned the webinar that she's going to have on Thursday that you could look into as well. So, Linda, again, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for
you're welcome.
providing this information for our members. And I can see that they're excited about it in the comments.
Yay, wonderful. Well, thank you for having me, Christina.
Absolutely. Well, I do want, before we go, I do want to let everyone know that next week we're going to have a very exciting topic as well. We are going to be discussing AI and video marketing with HAR's Director of Video Services, Claudia Hernandez. So be sure to tune in next Monday at 9 a.m. to hear all about AI and video marketing. That's it for this Member Focus Monday. I hope you all have a great week. And again, Linda, thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.